of Stock Traders Talk Radio. I am your host, STT, here on a cold Wednesday night, January the 4th, 2012. Joining me on tonight's program, we have Sifakia.
How's it going, Mike? Good to be here with you.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, sir.
It's a long delay to hit that mute button, huh?
Yeah, I got all this stuff going on the computer, and you caught me off guard. Why you always go to me first like that?
From now on, I will.
You do that on purpose. You do that on purpose.
I will keep the forewarning. Okay, also on the program tonight is Haas.
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Fantastic, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Okay, that's good to hear. Also, joining us on the radio program tonight is Cop.
Hey, Mike, what's going on, guys?
Oh, lots going on, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. What a day, huh?
We started off the year on the right foot. The right foot. Gotta love it. Joining us, and I don't know how I'm going to join him because he's here, but he's telling me to call him again. Nickel. So we'll get to Nickel a little bit later in the show.
Oh, why, are you going to just cut me out like that?
Oh, well, you said call you again. I'm like, well, all you got to do is hit join call, and you're in with us.
Yeah, but I was switching devices, so, you know.
Okay, so you made it. Fantastic, because I was unsure of how I was going to do this since you'd be on with us.
Good job, Mike.
Thank you, sir. Doing my best. Now we have a special guest with us tonight. Hans is joining the radio show. Hans, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, Mike. Thank you so much for having me. It's good to be here.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure having you on the radio show. Now, last night's stock spotlight was ticker symbol CHDO. CHDO. Is that correct, boys?
It is.
Sir.
Yep.
And I believe that every one of us said it was a buy today, except for one, who shall remain nameless.
It was. I mean, you got to go with the odds, man. What was the odds? 4-1. The payout was big.
It was
5-1. I mean, I had to go with it. And I wasn't going to go with the sell. I mean, obviously, it looked like it was either going to set flat like it's been doing, or it was going to pop, and it popped. So I'm stoked for anybody that was investing in it. So I'll take that loss, and I'll be back.
Yep. Okay. So.
Congratulations.
CHDO was 0.01 and closed today at 0.0117. Now, tonight's stock spotlight is a ticker symbol of JBII. JBII, fellas. Yep, they hit you with the tough stuff. That's the way I play. So
I would say, what happened to it?
That chart isn't looking too good.
Hans,
well,
you're the expert here.
What happened was a while back they got a Wells notice on restating some financials from 2009 to dealing with an asset overvaluation of some media credits, and they thought they could, from what I gather, they thought they could settle with the SEC. We all thought this was a minor, going to be an administrative fine of maybe $50,000 or something, and then it was going to go away. But apparently they didn't want to. It doesn't look like they wanted to settle, and they actually filed a civil suit, and it's all based on this overvaluation of these media credits back in 2009, which is absolutely zero to do with what the company's about. Okay.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so that's what happened today. I just, when I came home, they happened to file that in the last half hour of the market, which was interesting. And, the stock immediately tanked from, it was at 235 and or 230 something, and it closed at 88, I guess, or 86 cents.
So down 63%?
Yep.
In the last half hour. Oh, geez.
Exactly, in the last half hour.
If I remember correctly on JBII, I believe it was sometime after that 09 that you were talking about. It went somewhere between $1.80 $6.80 something and almost $7.
Yeah,
and it came back down, and we fluctuated in about the $3 to $4 range for quite some time. Now we're back here at the 88 cents-ish, 83. Do you see this repeating its history back up to the $7 range, or not?
To be honest, I fully expect it to surpass $7. I mean, it may take the rest of the next year, but
what
you have to realize that JBI is a development company. They have an awesome concept. This is cutting-edge technology that they've developed to take waste plastic and convert it into fuel. And we're not talking like oil, like all these other places. We're talking about highly refined stuff that they can sell to the end user, coming right out of the machine. I mean, they did a stack test, another stack test, the final one last month, where they pushed it to, I believe it was 3,900 pounds an hour, which works out to about 280 barrels of saleable fuel. Okay, I mean that was the max they ran it at, but they've got two other processors that I don't know what the status on those is. We think they're close. They have an unlimited supply of waste plastic from a 10-year contract with the New York Stock Exchange company called Rock 10, who produces thousands of tons of waste plastic a day. They've been storing waste plastic for years, so we also get to mine these, they call them monofills, that are just loaded with plastic. And they actually want us to put processors on at their facilities. And, I mean, that's going to keep JBI busy for years, just that one deal. And then last month they had two fuel supply contract signs, one with Indigo Energy that'll take all the number 6 fuel off their hands that they can produce, and another one just recently with XGR gas station chain that they're going to sell regular gasoline, diesel gasoline, and premium after it's blended at a blending facility that JBI owns. So, I mean, this is huge, 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 huge. And it's unfortunate that, that the SEC went ahead and that they're going to, file a suit and prosecute this. And it's not prosecution, this civil suit, and going after this supposed misstating of their assets back in 2009. It really has nothing to do with the company. The company's still going to go ahead and produce fuel and sell it and be, massively profitable.
This is just a really bad time for this to hit this company. I mean, the fundamentals seem pretty solid. Seems like they got the right financing in place. They got a buyer for their product in a pretty lucrative market. But one has to wonder, with the litigation, they're planning on going to courts. We all read the PRs today. How long is this process going to take? Is it going to jeopardize any of the contracts they currently have in place?
I don't.
It might eventually, but I mean, it's just a timeline issue right now as far as getting back on track. This could, things a little bit and progress in the rest of the company.
The only thing that something like this can hurt a public company, that hurts a public company, is getting money. Because that's what a public company is all about. I don't know what their what their financial status is now. I believe they do have enough capital to keep going and to like I said, I mean, they're putting out, just that one processor is running right now, from what I gather. I mean, that thing throws out over 200 barrels of sellable fuel at $100 a barrel. So right there, I don't know what that is, $20,000 a day of revenue that they can be, what is that?
Right, what are you doing, math calculations right now?
Yeah, they're going to make off these processes. They're going to be bringing in about $20,000 a day, and they have one running now, and they got 2 in the works. I mean, I did the calculation on these processors, and it's somewhere in the vicinity of $10 million a year revenue. Okay, if they max it out at 24/7, and you know what I'm saying.
So all right, I'm with you on that. So the company actually has a viable product, can actually make huge revenues and those type of things. And, it's the plastic, the oil thing, contracts, all that stuff.
Right.
Today you get the United States District Court of Massachusetts that files against, what's the CEO's name?
John Bordnick.
And basically with this piece that you just talked about, I mean, I guess what it's alleging is the fact that that overstatement of the media credits from the $1 million to the $9 million is
right.
what allowed them to raise funding for, via PIPE. Is that exactly how? I mean that.
Well, that's what they're saying. But let me tell you this: is not one of those investors was looking at the balance sheet and looking at the media credits and saying, "Oh, I think I'm going to invest because this company has $10 million worth of media credits." You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They were investing for the future profits potential of plastic to oil, which is, there's other people out there doing it, but what JBI has is a catalyst that they found that makes this thing, more productive by a factor of 16, is what I calculated. So, they're saying that, yeah, these media credits and these pipe investors invested, and it was based on this, overblown balance sheet. But guess what? Nobody cared about those media credits. Everybody was care. And to this day, the only people that care about media credits is probably the SEC, and people that are looking at the stock price, of course. But JBI is not about that. It has nothing to do with that. JBI, and the reason why everybody invested and why everybody's excited about it is because of what they can do with waste plastic and turn it into an end user fuel. That's unheard of.
Sure. I mean.
And with JBI, if you look at their partnerships that they have going on, these aren't little tiny companies. I mean, you're talking Chrysler, GM.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these are the big time companies looking at what is best. What was it, a year and a half ago? Pretty much almost every solar company was running at one point because of what they were doing. This is plastic. What they're doing here is their own and their new way of going. You go Indigo Energy, Rock-Tan, XTR, Energy Company. These aren't your rinky-dink companies partnering with your normal, everyday, little tiny company. I mean,
exactly.
This has potential, and the upside is going to be good. I think just it caught a bad time in the market for the lawsuit to come out, really, is essentially what happened.
Yeah. Well,
but I mean, what about?
They did their homework. I mean, these guys saw it all, and they said, "Yeah, let's go for this." And exactly like you said, these are well-known, reputable companies.
Now, with the lawsuit and the litigation, though, what's your guys' take on the fact that where's it trading at right now? What is it? It's a QX stock, right?
Yeah, top tier.
Now,
OTC.
I mean, with this type of lawsuit, chances are it's not going to be. It's still going to trade. It's probably not going to be chilled. Probably won't even get a CE on it or anything of that form.
No, I don't understand.
I can't see a stock like this getting chilled over a lawsuit. I mean, let's be real. Every company has a lawsuit. I mean, how many has Chrysler probably had or in the past? It really, I don't foresee it getting chilled. I think it's just something that the company needs to work through. It may damper it for a minute. It may drop the stock price for a little bit. But, anybody who believes in what they're truly doing down the road, if you're investing in this company for a daily watch the stock price for that day, I think you're not playing this company for what it is potential down the road. This company was over $7 a share, and like you said before, I believe it's going to go there and probably surpass that once this picks up and gets through this lawsuit. So if you're looking at this stock, this is definitely a long-term game.
Yeah. Well, I see this thing bouncing heavy. I really do. I mean, geez, people have been dreaming about shares under $1. I mean, I don't know what it's going to do tomorrow. It may dip a little bit more, but here's the other thing about JBI is the share structure. I mean, he has bent over backwards to keep that share structure locked in. In fact, when they when they did the reverse merge back in 2009, the outstanding was 64 million. Today it's like 71 million. Okay, I mean, and not only that, but he bought.
Who's he?
John Bornick, the CEO. When he bought the company, he bought 63%. He bought 40 million shares of the 64 that was out there. Okay, and over time he's given back. He returned his own shares to the Treasury to help finance this thing. In fact, all these PIPE shares are actually coming from his shares that were originally his. You know, and I don't know what he's down to now, like 5 or 8 million, something like that. So he's actually returned most of that to bring this baby to life. You know.
So okay, I mean, today that was a big drop.
Yeah,
it's 63% drop.
What are you going to do with FUD? You know, I mean, fear. What is it? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's so easy to drop things. People panicked, I guess, but I'd be willing to bet that anybody that sold today is dreaming about getting in cheaper. You know what I mean? It's not like people are selling this to say, well, I'm done with this. You know, they all want shares. Everybody wants shares of this thing.
And you know, if you read the press release, their response to the lawsuit, I mean, they clear as day come out right off the top and say, you know, they're disappointed.
Exactly.
I mean, if there was an issue and they were trying to hide something about this, they're not going to PR as fast. You know, I mean, they put it out that, you know, hey, this is where we are. They're not keeping secrets. So, you know, sure, did it take a nosedive? 63%, yeah, that's a big drop. But you know what? How much is it going to drop before people are saying, wow, the reason why we invested in this company is for, you know, A, B, C, and D. And then they're going to realize, well, wow, why did I just sell my shares today?
Yeah.
You know, like you said, a panic sell is what you really saw. I mean, wow, they came out with some not so great news because of a lawsuit. This could take years and years to resolve this lawsuit.
And the thing about the lawsuit is that it has absolutely zero to do with their business. You know, I mean, they're still going to build processes. They're still going to sell fuel. They're going to make money, you know.
Oh, yeah. And the only way it could truly, truly hurt this company is if they put a freeze or a chill on it. I mean,
yeah.
Other than that, it's still going to trade on a daily basis. They're still going to work. They're still going to make money. They're still selling everything that they've been doing. They're not going to stop because, oh, my God, we got to focus on a lawsuit. So I think anybody who sold today in a panic is going to really regret it down the road or be buying in.
I used to joke when we got that laws notice. I'm saying, well, if they put us on the gray, it wouldn't be the highest trading gray in history.
You're breaking up there, Hans, on that one.
You know, if they put us on the grades, it will be the highest trading gray stock in history.
Probably. I'm looking through the actual lawsuit and all that, and I guess one of their targets is they want John Borniak to basically not to be on the board or ever to be a board member again.
Right.
You know, and that's you know, with companies. I mean, what's his importance to the success of their operation?
Well, basically, he is JBI. I mean, he's the one that developed, found the catalyst. I mean, the guy's a genius, literally. I mean, he's dealt with NASA, MIT. I mean, he's dealt with. In fact, that's what first got me involved in this was Googling him. I mean, I said anything this guy touches is going to turn to gold, But I mean, he's the one that's the brains behind it. He's the one that's developed the pre-melt and all the technological advances that they've come up with. As far as running the company, I mean, the guy's smart, and people say, well, he has no business being in management, and he's a tech guy. And I'm going, look, if he's smart in one way, he's going to be smart in other ways. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And the guy's a quick study. He learns fast.
Right, and the other thing too is if people really look into the plastic to oil and JBI, I mean, look, the New York senator was just visiting their area. I mean, this is big time people looking into this company. I mean, you got a senator of New York visiting the plant. How many companies are out there doing this right now? Because this is your new ultra clean fuel. I mean, this is a new technology that is still new to a lot of investors. A lot of people still don't understand a lot behind this. You know, this is big time when you get the senators involved. I mean, this isn't.
I mean, but I got to interject. Here's the thing. All right, I don't know if anybody's seen this. I don't know much about jbii, but I do know this. In the world of the OTC, CEOs shit gold bars and all these grand illusional things where just everyone's going to save the world, cure cancer, leukemia is going to stop, and all that other stuff. Plastic to oil machines, you would think that you would be getting funding out the yin-yang to go to manufacturing stages and not be fighting the SEC. I mean, you know, and I'm not doubting you, Hans, at all. I mean, has anybody seen this thing work?
I have a response, but
I mean, go ahead.
You know, yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, first off, you have a believability problem. Okay, people look at this and go, yeah, right. And the second thing is, anytime you get funding, there's consequences to that funding. There's a price to pay. Okay, and I believe that, you know, John went the pipe route instead of like going to ventures, you know, vultures, whatever you want to call them, sharks, you know. Because he'd be giving up a lot of control. He'd be giving up too much. Okay. Sure. And, you know, he really does have the shareholder at heart. So, I mean, that's what it's all, you know, he thinks about us, you know, and he wants to bring this thing to life. And you know, you have to realize that JBI is a threat to a few people. They're a threat to energy burners because they're taking the plastic. They're going to be taking the plastic, which has a lot of energy value, most of it probably. They're a threat to oil companies, not from a competition standpoint, but from a standpoint that, you know, we're going to be making cheap fuel. I mean, not that cheap, but, you know, at a discount. So, and then you have, you know, you have other groups that, I don't know if I want to get into that, but, you know, you have, for instance, back in 2010 when they took us from $4 to 50 cents, you know, they bear rated our asses, you know. So you have that.
All right, Hans. So aside from this whole lawsuit issue, you know, it seems frivolous, but it might drag on for a little while. Just focusing on the company aspect of things that they're working on now with this plastic to oil technology. You mentioned 10 million revenues from one of those processors. Can you, what are their revenue targets from all revenue streams over the course of like the next year, 3 years, or whatever? You've done more research about this than any of us have. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I mean, this is a maximum, okay? And I based it on the 3,900 pounds going through plastic going through in an hour, okay? That was the rate at which they were feeding the machine for the stack test, which was being witnessed by the New York DEC, the Department of Energy, whatever they are. That's their maximum rate that they were running at. And I just said, okay, at $100 a barrel, and if they ran 24/7, 10 million, just a round number, would be the output, the revenues per processor. I mean, it could be way less than that. It could be, 8 million. On the other hand, if the price of oil goes up, it could be more than that. So, I mean, I put it out there at 24/7. I'm sure they're going to have downtime, what have you. But that's what the capacity is, okay?
And they have
barrel oil.
They have one of these processors going right now, is what you're talking about?
Yes.
And they're adding 2 more, correct?
Correct, for now.
Okay.
And these things aren't expensive either. These things, John spent some time on making the construction of these modular. He spent a lot of time thinking ahead. The guy thinks ahead. He looks to the future. These things aren't that expensive either. I think the latest cost is around $800,000, somewhere in that vicinity. It's a small footprint. Basically it's just a big drum that turns and heats the plastic. But here's the other thing. The energy use to heat this plastic actually comes from the gases that are coming out. So it's actually self-powering. You know what I mean?
Okay. So are we looking at like carbon credits here too? Anything like that?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Okay. So what I'm looking at right now is you're talking, they're going to have about 3 processors in place in the near term, and we're looking at a market cap of about, what, 80 million right now? Just under that, 70 million?
Yeah, right. Well, at 86 cents times 71, whatever that is, about 60 million right now, something.
So are they just going to keep adding processors then? I mean, is that their...
That's the plan. That's the plan, is to get processors going, building processors as fast as they can, getting them into production and crank out the revenues.
Okay.
And they've got the supply. They've got an endless supply of plastic right now. They've got the sales contract where they've got a market right now.
So who's I hate to be the ask the question guy, but who's funding the new processors?
They got money from they did some pipes. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what their financial status is right now. Last I heard, they had plenty of money, or at least enough money to build processors. And as revenues come in, I mean, they may get some financing from Rock 10. I mean, it's in their interest to get this thing up and running as fast as possible, so that they can get their 80% discounted fuel or 20% discount on their fuel.
I got you, and that makes sense. I didn't even look at that avenue. Of you got these energy corporations that might trade that off for for that financing. For that. That's.
At this point, I don't think they need pipes anymore. I think they can get it from people just. Yeah, we'll give you some money. Give us some shares or a percentage or whatever.
Hey, I'm not sure if we caught this, but I just found this. Evidently, jbii responded to the SEC lawsuit sometime after hours.
Oh yeah, NPR that.
Yeah, they can't. JBII did a press release sometime after hours, basically responding to the SEC lawsuit. We're profoundly disappointed by the erroneous allegations of fraud contained in the civil lawsuit filed by the SEC earlier today. The company regrets that its attempts to negotiate settlement of this dispute failed, and in consultation with its litigation counsel and board of directors, looks forward to vigorously defending itself in court, where the company believes it will prevail on the merits. So you're right. They're gonna fight it, and who knows how long that will be. Yeah,
and I really, like I said, I mean, the stock price took a hit, but I don't know. I don't think there's really that much effect on what they're doing, what they're going to be doing.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I think the lawsuit will work itself out in due time. So if you're a long-term shareholder or looking to get in at a cheap price, this might be a damn good time if you believe in the technology and the other aspects of the company.
That's my opinion.
All right, well, the name of the game is whether or not the stock goes up, down, or sideways tomorrow. Clearly, from a long-term perspective, there's a lot of revenues and a lot of potential for the company, and some potential things like that. But it gets harder when you got to pick what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
So with that, Mike, take it away.
Okay. Buy, sell, or hold, JBII. Let's start with our special guest, Hans.
What I would do if I was brand new to this, or if I had some DD on it, if I knew something about the company, I might just sit and wait and see what happens tomorrow. But I would definitely get it. If this thing starts moving up, I would definitely be buying.
So you're a buy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cop, you're up.
I'm going to go with a buy. I think they overreacted a little too much. So I'm going to go with buy.
Okay, Sippy.
Well, looking at the chart here, I don't know nothing about the company. That was a great D&D session there, guys. I should know enough to buy or hold or sell it here, but I'm going to have to go with the sell. I think we go down and touch that 52-week low. We came this far. Let's go down to 61. Maybe it doesn't get there tomorrow, but I'm going to go with the sell.
With the sell. Okay, Haas.
I think the company's going to put some damage control measures in tonight. I'm going to go with the buy.
With a buy.
Overreaction.
Okay, and Nickel.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree here. We're looking at a buy tomorrow. 63% on a company at this caliber. Overreaction, panic sell. Yeah, everybody's going to be buying their shares back.
And I agree with the buy people.
Sippy, that's 2 nights in a row.
Wow.
What's going on, buddy?
Wow.
The odds are against me, but come on.
Sippy out on a limb by
I'm
himself.
glad I'm not investing in it. That's all I got to say. God bless the game.
I thought you learned your lesson last night.
No, I didn't. I don't learn easily, obviously, but here we go.
No, it's you know, this can go. I mean, let's face it. This really can go either way tomorrow.
And I agree with you, Mike. This can go either way, but, you know, I think a lot of it was, oh, my God, lost sell. So.
Yeah, you got I always consider at least half on a big day volume and a big loss. I always consider half panic selling. So, okay, guys. Good job there. Hans, thank you very much for joining us and helping us out with that ticker. We really appreciate it. And
hey, you're welcome.
Hopefully, if they come out with some good news, we can have you back on and take another look at it and see where they stand on that day.
You know, I'd like to say one more thing. You know, they're accusing John of fraud and all this. The guy is an honorable man. I mean, he really is. He has a hell of a background. And, you know, they addressed that. They tried to settle this thing, but, you know.
Yeah, let's get him on the radio show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Give him the sounding board. He has it right here.
I'm not sure if he's going to be, you know, be willing to do that. But
oh, yeah. No, not normally.
This is a reputable company that you know, it's in the growth phase. This is a budding NASDAQ. This is a big board stock, you know.
Well, even if he did get on the show, he wouldn't be able to talk about the lawsuit issue very much anyways, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah. So.
Could come on and talk about the company, though.
Yeah.
That's right. I'd love to know how plastic becomes oil.
Well, you know, there are some videos out there on YouTube. I mean, he has been on several local TV shows. He's been on BNN. He's been on TED, TEDx rather, not the official TED, but the little cousin of it. So there are videos out there where you can listen to him speak and you know.
Oh, Hans, I think you misinterpreted all of that. I don't think the guys were asking because they want to know all about the company. They basically want the CEO on, so that way we can get the props of having the CEO on. Number one, number two, give him an ability to talk about it and grow our show. But you know, I didn't really say that on live radio, did I?
Yeah, you did.
But no,
you know, I understand. But
I would definitely love to have him on, though.
You know, I got to say, this is a good show. You guys are fair, and I liked it. You know. So.
Yeah, well, appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Yep, and like I said, you're always welcome back. And you know, like I said, if this thing turns around one day, we can all get back on, and you can say, "I told you so." So. All right, so that's our stock spotlight for tonight, JBII. If you missed any portion of that segment, approximately 10 p.m., we will have the video back up on Investors Hub, where you can listen to it in its entirety. And I'm sure most people will want to listen to it. I'll be watching this tomorrow. You know that. That's for sure. Especially because I want to beat Siffy, but other reasons too. Okay, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with Stocks in Focus and then Cop's Corner. Be right back.
And now, a quick word from thepennybin.com. What does one penny say to the other penny? Let's get together and make some sense. Are you tired of losing your hard-earned pennies? Be sure to visit thepennybin.com and download our iPhone app where delivery of our stock plays right into your iPhone instantly. The time to start making money is now. Please be advised that you may make huge sums of money and that thepennybin.com will not be held liable.
Okay, welcome back to Stock Traders Talk Radio. I'm your host, STT. On the radio tonight, we have Nickel, Haas, Sifikia, Cop, and our special guest, Hans. I'm not sure if he's going to stick around with us or not, but if he does, he's more than welcome to play along and If there's any other stocks in focus, he can join in the program. So, fellas, is everybody ready for stocks in focus?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Do it.
Fantastic. I'm going to start tonight with, and everybody gets nervous because I don't want to be called first. I'm going to start with Haas.
Start with me, huh?
Yeah, because he gave me a little static earlier in our little chat room, so I have to hit him first.
A little static.
Put him on the spot.
All right. Well, as far as a trading situation goes, I'm actually starting to take a look at ActionView International, ticker AView.
Mm-hmm.
It's been getting, a couple 100 million, 300 million in volume the last couple of days. They just put a PR out today. They got a World Championship UFC broadcast coming out in late January, so I'm looking for that little pump to continue throughout the rest of the month. Also hearing some rumors and chat around some of the boards out there, so just eyeing it for now, not buying it, but maybe looking for an entry at some point here. We'll see.
Okay. Anything else, or is that the only one you got?
Other than my main favorites, I like Bucks, I like Guard Dog.
Yep. Okay, AView, Bucks and Guard Dog. Okay, Siffy.
Well, give me a second there, man. You think you know by now for like 3 years. I got this pause. I'm like slow to start.
Well, you're only 12,000
I'm
miles
still
away.
trading, by the way, right now. I got my Euro going here. I'm listening to you guys. Just give me 1 second, Mike. I'm here, man.
Okay.
So today, I just wanted to throw out the great SPY doing its thing. We saw the little gap down, and anybody that follows the euro or the dollar, or even the futures, or, overseas, we can kind of look at your Asian market and your European market and kind of get a feel what's going to happen, and then, based on economic data, so on and so forth, base your day. And then, the day starts and you get to your technicals and you start trading it off the chart, as the news and headlines and whatnot go through. And same with pennies, right? We're looking for some Momo or some hype or the pump or whatever it is. Well, today, the SPY, classic technical play. Like I said, the 5 minute, you can look at a 5 minute, 5 day. I like a 5 minute, 3 day. I don't want too many candles because I'm playing short term. But when it traded down today, in the first hour trading, it came down and touched that 200-day moving average, and all the indicators are lining up. At that point, you could have went with that 128 call, which yesterday went as high as $1.20. Today it hit 28 cents at that point, and by the end of the day it was at 56. So just wanted to point that out there. I'm going to keep talking about these options and talking about these 100%ers on a daily basis. And tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday, the weekly expirations. Just pull them up on the screen, guys. Take a look at them. It's insane. So I just want to throw that out there. And then for my stocks I want to look at, got to check out Intel, guys. INTC. Check out JP Morgan, JPM. There's a lot of stocks out there, guys, that are right on the brink of breaking out and getting a nice 10% for those traders out there that are looking to put down a larger amount of money and feel secure and knowing that the market maker is going to be there when it's time to sell. For the up or the down, whatever it turns out. So just want to throw those out there. I don't really got any pennies I'm watching right now. I was pretty busy with big boards and the SPY, and UXG had a little pullback. You saw the metals, and still really bullish. Today you saw it. We ended up green. You got all this, negativity. Like I said, I think the money's coming into America, like we've been talking about for the last 3 years. So stick with it, bulls.
Good stuff, Siffy. Good stuff. Thanks.
Cop.
I like the regulars. I think Gordo accumulated great today. The JCDS call from yesterday got 25% pop today. I like that. You can always tell that's one of those ones where when you see the 5, 6, 7, and 8, it's a quad stock, start accumulating over 2 million, it's going to pop. And then what ends up happening, it pops for like 12 million, and then there'll be a couple days where it'll go, and then next thing you know, it drops back down into a bowl again, and will stay there for about a month, and then as soon as you see the 2 or 3, it is like clockwork, easy money, absolutely easy money. So I really like that. that seemed like moves. You guys know that ATRM was just a monster today. I mean, it almost went up like 200%, was just screaming. Took all the volume from the entire OTC market. It felt like the Shaka shoes. I thought that would have a little bit more legs, and that dropped back a little bit. So I'd definitely look at that. I do like the A-View piece, but I'm very timid on that play because I used to flip that like mad from about 10 to 20, 0.0010 to 0.0020, and then they end up diluting. And this is probably like 6 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, and then end up diluting and always anticipated a big show, and they said they were going to get into pay-per-view and all that other stuff, which today they put out the news they finally actually did it. So I think he might be on to something there where they actually have accomplished something that, which is rare in the OTC, where they say they're actually going to do it. So that's pretty much where I'm at with that, and the normal plays that we're doing, and it looks pretty good out there.
Okay, fantastic. Hans, I'm going to hit you up here. Any other stocks that you're watching that you'd like to express here?
Yeah, there is one. It's called Long High Steel, LGHS, which is a Chinese steel company that's massively profitable. They were going to go on NASDAQ early part of last year and then withdrew, maybe for the market reasons. They've just got an increase of 60% in production capacity, and their book value is like over $5.
Wow.
So I'm expecting a really good fourth quarter when they release it, and it's trading at, 55 cents by 70 cents right now.
What is that stock?
Lima Golf Hotel Sierra, LGHS.
LGHS?
In fact, I think they just put out an 8K today, but I think they got rid of somebody.
Yeah,
but that one's a real sleeper. We're thinking that they probably will uplist to NASDAQ and go through with it this year, so...
Why does that ring a bell? Didn't we just talk about this last night?
This was ACTN.
This was one we were considering putting in the spotlight tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, good stuff there, LGHS. Okay. Now, throwing it over to Nickel. Nickel, you're up, sir.
All right. Stock that I'm taking a peek at, AERN. Share structure. Quite sound, 500 million on the authorized, and last reported float of 173. They moved up today quite a bit. I think they were 25 or almost 50% up today with the close. And if you start reading up on this company, looks like some good things are going to be coming here. They just last month, now we're in January, so end of November, they just purchased Rehoboth Oil and Gas leases. I think they're coming, something to keep an eye out here in the near future. I think with the share structure and the things they have going on, I think they could definitely be a contender here for this year.
Okay. AERN. Sounds familiar. Oh, that's right. It was on my watch list. That's why. Fantastic. This is good because I had ATRN, which I played today, because I'm a genius. You know why? Well, you know me and my A stocks. That's why AERN is on my watch list.
Let's roll with those A stocks, buddy.
He's done pretty good with them, too.
I tell you guys all the time, you got an A in your stock, especially if it begins with A, can't go wrong.
Well, I'm telling you, tomorrow, I'm not coming A then. If A is in your list, we're going like Z.
All right, play against the tide. It's okay. It's all good. And, of course, my other A stock for the year is ALZM. ALZM. I can't say it enough, guys. I can't say it enough.
You're still holding that one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What was that pushing the other time when we were looking at that hard? 4 cents?
Yep.
So that went from 0.0057 to like 4 or 5 cents.
Yeah.
And you're holding.
Well, I mean, I'm just riding free shares on that one. But overall, I still believe that's a strong play. I really do. I mean, look at the chart. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. And my other play today that I took a little starter in, just so everybody knows, is DIMEQ.
Ooh, Q stock. Ooh.
You know I love the Qs too. Siffy, got my Q stock again. Gonna ride them.
Nice, man.
Bank or bust on that one for me.
Bank or bust. It's my boss.
I didn't know you were cheating on the A's.
Well, I have to occasionally when the Qs come up. Or a nice runner. Then I'll jump on the runners. It's the way I play all day long. Love it. Okay. It is time in the show to give it over to Mr. Kopp and Kopp's Corner. Mr. Kopp.
Oh, no music tonight?
No, because I'm on a different screen and I lost my switchboard.
You were getting me. You've been blowing up my ego so much that I was digging the music.
Hold on.
Except for when you did that Lone Ranger crap.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let me do it. No.
Give me some Cat Daddy. That will work for me.
Cat Daddy?
Hey,
there
Mike,
we go.
All right.
Does Kopp always get what he wants?
Pretty much.
Hey, check this out, baby girl. Why don't you check out that nigga? Man, I go to work. Watch you winner. Look at you, girl. Just listen to my Cat Daddy.
Introducing Kopp.
Wow. And I really didn't think he would do it, but that's awesome.
Do it.
All right, and we
hard
still have
that intro.
You know what kills me is we still have a special guest on. You guys go and blow up the show like that.
Yeah, Hans is probably wondering what the hell.
What just happened? What just happened to the show?
It's quite the inside joke there, Hans, but it just seems to be growing. As you guys know, we did Money 101 last night, board on iHub. Tonight we're moving on to the second piece of that. Once you've hopefully you read that today and got smart a little bit, and we'll go back and read that numerous times. Tonight's is going to be the Van Scan. Who all knows who the Van Scan is?
I know who the Van Scan is.
Van Tillen rocks the OTC in a pretty heavy way, but his board is called the Van Scan. Basically, what you'll find there is intraday quick flips, trading ideas, accumulation type plays, momentum plays, all kinds of stuff. And good humor, great guy, and he's pretty honest. And if his picks are a turd, feel free to tell him so, but he'll probably tell you that it's a turd before you will. But the key thing about Van Scan is he's always hot. He's always in the right mix of the right plays at the right time. Most of these plays we're actually talking about today, you'll notice that if you follow the iHub pretty good, that he's in almost all of them. So the big ingredients that he likes on his plays are ungagged PAs, decent share structures, mammoth potential. They're always going for I wouldn't say the home run shot, but the stuff that are going to provide big gains and that are full of the hype, the buzz, having those type of things.
I like Van a lot. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah. He's pretty solid. So in essence, anything that moves, really one of the best Momo players out there. But there's one key thing that he gave me many years ago. I mean, I don't know how many years ago, a couple of years ago, but it's phenomenal. What it's called is the 25 axioms of trading. You guys ever hear of it? Has anybody ever read it?
I think I might have, but go ahead.
All right. Basically what he's talking about is the OTC, and essentially, axiom is the truth that is. And what he's saying is there's 25 key pieces to it, and this is pretty in-depth post that he's created over time. So I mean, you definitely got to go read it. But it talks about the longer you stay, an issue stays in the spotlight, the worse it is. That would be one. Always take some profits. Especially if you're sitting at significant gains, 50% or higher. And then the itchy trigger, the number 3 is the itchy trigger finger axiom. Someone always has shares to sell to ruin a run. Read it again. Someone always has shares to ruin a run. But it goes into a paragraph of exactly who those are, compensated promoters, debtors, relatives of the CEO, you name it. Then it's the domino effect, number 4, which is almost everyone loses money playing the OTC looks to point fingers someplace else other than themselves. We come from the school of if you're going to trade down here, you made that rush decision. You better be able to afford to lose it, and remember that you're the one that hits the enter key. I mean, that's the key concept. And there's no, money is a very powerful thing, and if you don't do your own DD, you're probably in trouble with that. Then there's the number 5, the vapor shares axiom. If you see a poster battling the idea of shorting OTC issues with determination and vigil, sit up and pay attention. That poster is either short himself or working on behalf of the shorts. People in groups work together, and have some right connections and that exist. The number 6 is the glass half empty axiom, which basically what he's saying there is the bashers on message boards are very real force to contend with, and they're you guys all know they come to your plays, and when they get there, it's for a reason. It's not a coincidence that they got out there. So he goes in and talks about that some. Number 7 is the supply is demand axiom. And what he's saying is I've seen several runs simply because the stock has a low share structure. And we know this firsthand. That's, we play some of these. Number 8, the don't click the mouse yet axiom. Never buy a stock at the high of the day after a significant run. Good rule of thumb here, maybe 70 to 80%. Wait for a pullback. So it explains to you what that is, why, and those type of things. Here's a good one for you, too. Number 9, Mike, I'm going to you like this. The morning patience axiom. The first hour of the market is amateur hour. With most first hours on hot issues, you'll either be in extreme bid whackage, which will cause some panic selling, which will create some excellent buying opportunities. So, play that accordingly. The number 10, the bruise me axiom. There are too many enemies against the OTC issues, peeps going up to never lose a battle. Know how to take a defeat. You lost. You made a mistake. Evaluate what went wrong. Evaluate why you lost, and then move on to the next play. And don't repeat the same mistakes twice. The show me the money axiom, number 11. He wants to ask a poster about complaining about getting lied to on a message board. Are you stupid in any other areas? Seriously, folks, everyone on a stock message board has an agenda, including me. So he goes into all of that. So it's pretty good. Number 12, the I'm rubber and you're glue axiom. Develop thick skin if you plan to post on a stock message board. And he goes, enough said about that subject. It is what it is. Number 13, know your anthropology axiom. Understand the nature of man. And this is where the psychology of certain things come from as far as amongst people and the misrepresentations people have. Number 14, the early to party axiom. Be willing to buy lower what you bought higher. He's often arrived at the party early. By party, he means a gathering of people and people's money that will result in the stock's peeps going much higher. So that's a real good one. You guys, get runners like ATR, and I think you guys executed that today. 15, the next axiom. Be looking to get out of an issue the moment you get in. Having an exit strategy in place. Always know your plan. The grow up axiom, number 16. Somebody once said, if somebody screws you once, shame on them. But if somebody screws you twice, shame on you. In the OTC world, I would modify it a bit to say, if somebody screws you once, shame on you. If somebody screws you twice, you were really a moron. So he goes through and explains all of that. Number 17, ask yourself why axiom. Understand that many of the people encouraging you to buy an issue are compensated promoters, whether they disclaim it or not. Most times they do not have the best interests in mind. So it goes into different pieces with that, to ask yourself. Number 18, the what was that again axiom. Understand you are almost never getting the whole story. There's always more to it. The number 19, the public versus private post. Many of the people pumping stocks are stuck in them and want to inspire a whole new wave of bag holders to come and take their place. And he goes through all of that. Number 20, the buy the story, not the company axiom. I think we all know this one firsthand. A good story with the right milestones and the right gates and the right supply and normally trumps a lot of things. Number 21, the don't gamble away, the mortgage axiom. You should expect to lose your entire investment. You should expect to lose more money than you're making in the OTC issues until you wise up. Learn them. Learn how to do things. Number 22, the dingleberry axiom. This is the term I say for bid whackers. Realize that OTC market is unfortunately full of people that don't understand the concept of selling at the offer. They are more than happy to whack out of the bids on an issue for their lunch money. Realize that usually the longer an issue stays in the spotlight, the more problems you're going to have there. Number 23, the bid and offer axiom. Level 2 is often the truest of truths in the OTC. It tells a very accurate story. If you cannot afford to spend the day glued to L2 watching issues you're trading, you shouldn't expect to winning at trades at all in the OTC. That's very true, and he describes that in detail. Number 24, the CEO is a scumbag, except for the CEO of JBII. Right, Hans?
Right.
Now I know you're going to be quick to defend your favorite CEO, but the truth is, he or she is a scumbag. Now, what level of scumbag she or he is, I cannot say, but with confidence, I can say that every OTC CEO is somewhat of a scumbag. Deal with it. So he goes through and describes that. Number 25. We're not going to get many interviews with me reading that, am I? Number 25. You know your friends and your enemies axiom. You will have a hard time succeeding down here without friends. Any amount of public success will bring you more friends and new enemies. Understand which is which. Keep your nose clean. Loose lips sink ships. And know when it's time to sever a relationship. Know when it's time to repair a relationship. Know your associates. And, you know, that's pretty much him describing the OTC in general. It's more in-depth than that, and it goes into detail. But it is worth the read and probably to read 2 to 3 times. And that's what I got on corner tonight.
All right. Good stuff there. Good stuff. Now, I'm going to give we guys a chance to go around real quick to end the show. We got maybe a minute and a half left. Closing thoughts. Sifikia.
Check out Verizon, AT&T. Tomorrow's the last day to get in for this dividend, guys. And then the 6th is your ex-dividend day, so you'll see the drop on that. So if you're not playing the dividend, Verizon already traded down today on some iPhone hype trips. And then tomorrow, just watch that ADP unemployment report, the jobless claims. Those are both at 8:30. That's going to set the tone for your day, and then it's going to get pushed again with that ISM non-manufacturing index at 10 a.m. So that's what you got going, man. And Friday's a big day. You got that employment situation. That's what we've been working up to all week.
10 a.m. Okay. Nickel.
8:30 for the jobless claims. So
closing thoughts. Nickel, real quick.
Yeah, like I said, and take a peek. ATRN. I'm loving that one. That one's on steroids right now.
All right. Hans?
I don't know. I'm really watching this JBII thing close. If that takes a big dip early on tomorrow, I'm going to be looking to give me some shares, to tell you the truth.
I agree. Once again, Hans, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, you know, I've been in this for a long time, and I tell people I've never seen anything as good as JBI. I've never seen any company that's good.
Okay. Cop?
Nope. You guys have good luck trading tomorrow, and get green, get the gains. Get the money in the bank.
All righty. Now we're looking for a big capper tomorrow, ATRN. Come on, baby. Take me home. Everybody else, good luck trading tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow night. Minus Cop's Corner. Oh, yeah. I know everybody's looking forward to tomorrow night. Airtime. Here it comes, baby. All right, everybody have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show